What we do here is go back.
Freestyling is the bee's knees. Super fun to do, super cool to pull off, but also quite difficult. So in today's episode of Leave School Flight, we'll be talking about how to practice these advanced mechanics and how to kind of pull them off in game and when to practice them and whatnot. So just basically all around freestyle tutorials. So I'm really excited. Let's fly right in here. So first step here is I'm in the Rocket League trainer, and I will be doing one outside the Rocket League trainer. So if you're on console or if you just don't have it, easy ways to practice it without using an external application. As always, a link will be in the description for the Rocket League trainer. But what I'm doing is I'm using 2 backboard shots off the same shot pack that you can find in my Discord, and then I have aerial 1, freestyle 1, freestyle 2 selected in the preloaded shots, just so you guys have an idea of which ones that I am currently using. But one of the other more important things to do when learning to freestyle is set your air roll to LB. So air roll is right here. Not those ones. Just air roll in general. I don't know what that's supposed to do, but just my air roll, have it set to LB or something other than your something that you can hold, boost, and air roll with. If you haven't already seen that aerial tutorial, I think I talked about that a little bit there, and also in the last one with redirects. But it's so important to be able to boost and have that air roll available. So now that we have the preliminary or prerequisites set up, we can kind of go into talking about actually how to perform these aerials and how to practice them. So before you start hitting shots, what we're going to do is we're just going to take this here, we're just going to let the ball kind of die in the corner somewhere. We're just going to fly around in free play. Getting used to flying while spinning is obviously probably the most important thing about freestyling, is learning to control your car while looking like you have almost no control of your car doing flips and stuff. So something that I did when I first started is I would pick a static point, and it was pick a static point somewhere on the map. So usually like here, I'm going to choose that top right corner of the other goal. I'm just going to try to flip and spin my way there, and if I don't reach it, which I didn't there, then I just reset. I'm going to try to go to the top right again. So we'll go up nice and high here, give ourselves quite a bit of space. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty good. We got there. Another thing here, like I'll pick that far right corner, that middle section on the wall. That's what we're going to fly for. Now we're going to go to that back middle boost. Just flying to different static points. Now we're going to try to fly to the ball. Learning to control your car, holding air roll and flipping and whatnot. You're not going to be able to freestyle if you don't know how to control your car while flipping. I mean, that's that. That's the most important thing. So now once you get comfortable with that, you can learn to adapt to controlling your car to a non-static object, such as the ball, which you will be freestyling towards the ball. But it's really important to get that static one down. And once you feel like you're actually able to hit the spot that you choose consistently, then go ahead and practice some shots with either Freestyle Trainer the Rocket League Trainer, or through the other aerial training, which I'll cover here in a second. But the first couple things in mechanics, use the jump, boost, jump method, which I talk about in my first one, jump, boost, jump, jump, boost, jump, jump, boost, jump, because it gets you up and above the ball a lot quicker than any other mechanic. And you want to be hitting, see those blinking lights? Just like in the last one, you want to be hitting above those blinking lights, so you hit it down, because the majority of freestyles will be above the goal, or close to it otherwise. So hitting it right in the middle is going to hit it straight against the top post, or it's just going to hit it, square against the wall, and you're just going to have a really difficult time getting that rebound. Now obviously there are ways you can hit it across the backboard and purposely, set yourself up for a rebound. Which are quite difficult, and I wouldn't recommend trying for the rebound unless you're like on the ground, like I do in the rebounds episode. Doing it in the air, I mean, it just wastes time, and I feel like if you're already up, you're already going to beat them to the ball. There's no reason to draw them out by bouncing off the backboard, but that's just my take on it. So remember to jump, boost, jump. It's all about predicting. Go to where the ball is going to be in the future. Don't try to chase the ball down. Jump, boost, jump. Hit it above the lights. Jump, boost, jump. Throw some spins in there. Whoop. Jump, boost, jump. Hit it above lights. I can't make any right now, but it's okay. It's all practice. Because see right there, I didn't hit it above. I hit it square in the lights, not above them. There we go. That was a good one. I hit it right above the lights, sending it down, putting it in a tough place to save. It also looked kind of cool too. Hitting with your back does add a little more power to it. There's not much use for freestyles outside of just kind of messing around. Like if you're in competitive play and you're down by a goal, and if you start freestyling, people get really mad at you. A good place to practice freestyles is in casuals and when you're winning. Don't practice your freestyles in your competitive matches, even when you're winning, unless you're winning by like 3 or 4. But I mean, it's competitive. You want to rank up, and you're just going to disappoint your teammates. Now, if you're queued with a bunch of people and you're just kind of having a good time, then go for it. Start throwing some freestyles out there. But for the most part, stick to the casuals. Stick to just games that don't really matter. And some people disagree with me, saying you should always freestyle. It's only going to get better with controlling your car in the air. But I mean, I feel like rank is a little bit more important than, well, I don't want to say that, but you just don't want to let your teammates down. I'm just going to leave it at that. So now that we've used the Rocket League trainer enough, I'm going to go into a little way. Obviously, just the freestyle flying, you can do that on any console. Obviously, you don't have to have Rocket League trainer just to use the free play. So utilize that learning to fly around in the free play as much as possible. We're going to head on over. First, I have to close out of Rocket League trainer, so we're going to close out of that, and then we're going to head over to aerial training, and I'll see you guys here in a second. Okay, so here we are now in aerial training. We've all been here before. I did the all-star aerial training just because it's one of the more realistic ones. The other team clears it high up a lot. These are really difficult to put on goal because you're so far away, and it's hard to get, for me at least, it's hard to get a lot of like really solid power while also spinning and whatnot. So just focus on making contact with the ball and putting it towards the goal, not necessarily the precision of a normal aerial or the precision of a normal shot. Just work on making contact with the ball and sending it in that general direction if you're using the all-star aerial training. You can use the pro. It does utilize that the mechanic of flying to a static point. It seems a little goofy, but I mean, it gets you used to flying and spinning and being able to control actually where you're going while spinning. So now we're going to go into a couple tips and tricks here about how to control your car exactly like mechanics and whatnot. If we head back over to the free play training, just a couple tips. So when you're learning to fly, only learn to feather your boost. That's huge. If you just boost the entire time, you're just gonna be flunking around, and you're not flunking. Yep, you're gonna be flopping around, and you have to go pick up boost every time you go for an aerial. So just utilize the feathering and learn when to boost. Boost when the bottom of your car is pointing down, because that's obviously going to launch you upwards. If you watch here, I'm only boosting when it's helping me out. Alright, flying around. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoop, boink, boink, and then you land with it. So just get used to learning when to feather your boost, when to actually just propel yourself forward, and how much of boost actually you can conserve by doing this. Even with your normal aerials, you do your jump boost jump, then you kind of feather it out as you move around to hit your aerials and stuff. But boost conservation is huge, and that boost conversation even applies over into the freestyles. Something that's super easy to pick up when you're first starting out, just practice jumping and using your aerial and rolling and whatnot. Whoop, jump aerial, spin around. Don't be afraid to throw in a drift in there and then fat finger jump. What I mean by fat fingering is when I'm power sliding. I'm jumping power sliding, I just kind of move my thumb down and it pushes the power slide button and the jump button at the same time. So this just causes me to, kind of flip mid power slide, which looks really cool. And also, a little pro tip, the longer you hold your A button, the higher you go. So if you look here, I'm sure you already know this, but if you just tap A, you go a lot shorter than if you hold A. So use this when doing these, it kind of sends you up in the air a little bit more. It's a good way to get a lot of extra space, because look at this, you can almost get, with no boost, you can almost reach the top of the goal. Just a small amount of boost here at the top of the goal. So learn to just kind of different ways to take off. Sends you backwards into some cool shots. learning the fat finger is really important when freestyling. So just get used to practicing this, and it'll just a mechanic that will help you out a whole lot. So now we're gonna start the Rocket League trainer back up. There we go. And I'll see you guys here in a second. So we're back again in the Rocket League trainer. We're going to start applying all of the things that we have learned. We are going to hit the ball above the lights. We are going to feather our boost. And we're going to use the jump boost jump mechanic. And all these things put together should be able to result in a couple really nice shots. So let's see what we're able to do. There's a couple people that are really good at freestyling, like Jazer, which I believe he's from Europe. There's a couple NA people. I know that Lachinio is unbelievable at freestyling, especially freestyle like air drags and stuff. Who else? Obviously, Kornobi's pretty good at it. Flipside is one of the best freestylers in the world, except he's a little bit too fancy sometimes and will miss shots that he can easily score. But that's, I mean, when you play the game for 7 years, I feel like you kind of have to find a way to have fun with it, or else you're just going to stop playing. But here we are at the end of our tutorial, and what we have learned today is to use our jump boost jump, learn to feather our boost and hit static points, and then evolve into hitting our jump boost jump, learning those feathering mechanics and techniques to hitting more aerials and hitting more shots. Now, freestyling will help you improve on hitting weirder type of angles and weirder different shots, like linked to air roll your car and just being able to control, if the ball is right above you, you know, angling your car to make your dodge a little bit easier, even coming off the wall, if you're coming up off the wall, just a little air roll around. There's a lot of little things that you learn from freestyling that contribute into just like your standard what's it called? Mechanics, standard shots and stuff. I don't want to say standard shots, but that's just for our purposes we'll call regular non-spinning aerial standard shots and whatnot. So there's a lot of things that you can learn from freestyling that will contribute to your game. And I really hope that you have learned a thing or two. I know that I haven't really made a whole lot of freestyle shots, but it happens. I'm not very good at it, but I know how to do it. So I thought I would share with you guys how to do that today. So I really hope that this has helped you guys at all. And if it has, be sure to follow on Twitter, subscribe here on YouTube, follow me on Twitch. I like to talk through things while I'm playing on Twitch. Obviously, on your screen, Twitch familiarly on Twitch. It's all in the description down below. Thank you guys for hanging out. Have a great rest of your day, and see you all next time.